A major WWE name returning for WrestleMania 41. Plus, we have the latest on the New Day reunion plans. And have those Jade Cargill injury reports been debunked? It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. WrestleMania on the horizon, and with that comes the road to WrestleMania. And we could be having somebody who's been away for a good long while joining said road.
I am chuffed about this. PW Insider reporting Alexa Bliss is going to be back in time for Mania. They say the belief among those we've spoken is that Bliss would likely return by WrestleMania season, which obviously kicks off with the Royal Rumble, if not sooner.
We last saw Alexa Bliss in the Rumble of 2023.
Whoa, it's been that long. I think the absolute world of it. I think I sat here with you fairly recently and praised Alexa Bliss for her character work, her in-ring improvement, everything that she does within WWE. I just think she's a joy to watch. I really do. And I think she's had some really crap creative over the years, albeit creative that she has herself said that she really, really enjoyed. But she's just somebody that gives it her all every single time. She has never half-arsed anything that I've seen her do. And I think she's great. And I can't wait for her to come back in the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
it's got to be, hasn't it?
That seems like the right place to do it. There's been a lot going on with Alexa Bliss in her absence. She got married. She's had her first child. She's had a series of health issues as well that have slowed down the plans for a return. But it looks as if, according to PW Insider, we are very close to seeing Bliss back. And as you say, the Rumble seems appropriate since it was the last time that we saw her in ring.
Well, what would you want to see her do? Would you want to see her do the Wyatt Six stuff?
I feel like there is some story to tread there with the Wyatt Six. The idea that you've got Nikki Cross as part of the Wyatt Six, and she could do with an opponent on the other side. And also it's somebody that's Nikki Cross, who they have established is Abby the Witch, that's got some history.
Yep.
With Alexa Bliss. So it seems to make sense to do it that way.
That's the way that I would like to see it, Alexa Bliss as an opponent. So play into the stuff that she's done with Nikki Cross and Bray Wyatt before, but don't have her join the group. I wouldn't like to see her in the group. I'd just like to see an evolved form of the goddess, because I think that's her best character, personally.
In terms of other returns heading into WrestleMania season, there's been a couple that have come via numerous sources. One, not so much, which we will talk about now. Carmella has been away from WWE for some time. Fightful saying that unfortunately she suffered from drop foot after giving birth, and that could be a tough thing to train through. I was always told that she would be welcomed back. This is after somebody on Fightful Select's Patreon asked about Carmella's current status with the company. Still very much liked by the company, beloved by the company, but just not in a position to get back into the ring yet.
You want to talk about in-ring improvement? I can't think of a better example than Carmella. The fact that she was stuck in NXT for a little bit longer than Enzo and Cass, they brought those two up, and then Carmella in the future, and then Carmella has achieved the most out of all three of those people, hasn't she? She's been amazing, and I used to think that they used to put her in there with sort of ring veterans. People have been doing it for ages. You had like a lot of Charlotte Flair matches, that sort of stuff, Becky. And I was like, okay, that's cool that she's sort of being a little bit carried by those people. But you saw her in ring work improve and improve and improve.
Oh, yeah.
To the point that you could put her in there with anybody, and Carmella would get a good match out of the other person. Again, character work. She's been amazing. I'd really love to see her back.
Yeah, definitely one that we'd love to see back in the mix. One that we could see back in the mix from Monday is a former WWE champion in Big E.
Yes, of course. This coming Monday is that 10th anniversary of the New Day
celebration.
Properly. 10th anniversary of the New Day
Thank you.
Celebration on Raw. PW Insider saying Big E will be at Raw, so we'll see if he ends up playing Peacemaker between his New Day brothers of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I think it would be a weird thing to not have Big E. We know it's a New Day celebration if it's just those two. I think it's going to be a really big Monday Night Raw, and I think it's going to be so impactful. That impact is going to be furthered by the fact that it's a big celebratory episode of Monday Night Raw. I think Big E's getting laid out.
Yeah, you said this the other day.
You could have him do something where he tries to get the band back together and all that, and make peace, as they say. But no, I'd rather see him. This sounds horrible. I'd rather see Big E get flagged, because it's so impactful. The fact that Big E is currently unable to wrestle, get physical. Can you imagine how big that'll feel if Xavier clocks him? It's massive, and there's no better time to do it. Don't half-arse it on the biggest New Day night in some time.
Oh, I mean, it would be sad to split them up on the 10th anniversary because I always felt like there'd be a team that would never split up. But maybe they will.
Yeah, honestly, to me, as I said before, it comes down to, is Big E going to be cleared in the foreseeable future? Because right now, New Day as a tag team, they've done everything that they can possibly do, and you know what, it's getting talked about a lot. I think it's been really, really good, the split teasers that we've seen. Obviously, it ramped up massively this week. I think the time's to do it, and let's see how Xavier does on his own and Kofi does on his own again.
Now, another former WWE champion, potentially in the mix for a comeback right now, is Drew McIntyre. We haven't seen Iron Drew since Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. What's the crack, Adam?
From PW Insider, they state, creative discussions have started in regard to when and how Drew McIntyre will return. We are told nothing has been set in stone, but there's been some pictures and conversation as to what his direction will be. So he's closer to returning after needing 16 staples in that Hell in a Cell bout and taking some extended time off to attend family matters.
Yeah, we're ready to see Drew back. In terms of what he does next, though, because obviously CM Punk is moving on to something else. I don't know whether we want to do Punk and Drew again, because that's kind of a done deal now.
That feud is finished, but they will always hate each other, so I think it's something to go back to. For me, it's Wade.
Yeah?
100%. I want to see Wade enter the Rumble from the commentary desk, Drew eliminate him, or him eliminate Drew, and it lead to a match at WrestleMania. I think that's like the coolest thing that they could do right now. And obviously, it's probably not like a long-term thing. It's just a bit of a stopgap feud for Drew McIntyre. But what a massive WrestleMania match that would be. And they're two guys who love each other in real life and will hate each other in WWE in a ring, and they'll knock each other silly.
So that would possibly see Drew making a move to SmackDown. Because that's obviously where
about that, yeah.
Wade Barrett resides.
Yes,
so Drew moving to Fridays. Yeah. Friday. The book. As the prophecy spoke. Cultaholic.com Black Friday sales are now!
What's that? 15% off the classics and 50% off everything else?
50%!
How do we do it? I don't know. That's
off.
nuts, isn't it?
Half.
No, don't do it.
Half!
No, that's a
Half.
nice book. It's a nice book.
It is a nice book, fine.
Goodness
Half
me.
off it, though!
Cultaholicshop.com. What's
Getting
up?
time for Christmas!
Oh, good shout.
Christ,
Good shout.
do you know what? Oh, I've got to buy presents for Christmas
Oh,
for
my
people I
nan.
like.
What does she want?
My nan loves Cultaholic.
Get her a signed Jack the Jobber print, obviously, or a
That's
hoodie.
That's what Nan, or little Johnny who lives down the road. He wants a bike. No, he doesn't. He wants a Cultaholic hoodie. Half price. Cultaholicshop.com.
Do not buy gifts for strangers, especially if they're children. Jade Cargill, injury reports, obviously, following her being laid out on SmackDown, absolutely battered. Who knows what's gone on there? And WWE obviously released a list of injuries that Jade had suffered. We weren't sure, we were sure that most of those, at least, would be kayfabe, but we always thought that the injury was legit. According to PW Insider, that might not be the case.
Multiple WWE sources have told PW Insider, while there has been some incorrect reporting floating around that Jade Cargill is legitimately injured, that claim is 100% incorrect. We are told that the attack on Cargill on last week's Friday Night SmackDown was all storyline and nothing more. While WWE announced a litany of injuries to Cargill, we are told that it is all to put over the severity of the attack and set the stage for a future Cargill storyline. So in short, Jade Cargill is not injured. Well, that's all week we've been talking about that. It's gone from 3 months off to a year off to missing Mania to possibly stripping the tag titles, and we wrap up the week potentially with the news of, it's all made up. Wrestling's all pretend.
I can't believe it.
I am gobsmacked.
So if they do the tag team, like if they vacate the tag team titles, they just held those belts fairly unnecessarily, and you don't get like a blow off there, because that's what we all thought was coming, is that probably Bianca was going to turn on Jade, and they were going to lose the tag team titles, but now they're just going to strip them off. I guess time will tell on this. I can't get my head around this. They don't want her in the War Games match? Who's done? Because I thought Bianca Belair, I know she was in the ring, but I thought she'd laid her out backstage and she's come out and then she's been, oh, I can't believe it. But she's done it. But Charlotte Flair.
Alexa
Alexa
possibly.
Bliss.
Oh!
I don't know. I can't get my head around it.
Bailey, I thought maybe.
That makes sense because she's been put in there.
She's
I don't
taken
know.
that. Well, we will. And I love the fact that if they do still strip the tag belts, they're literally just doing it for bants. Not because of a legit injury. Bants.
If there's any championship in WWE that needs to be made more prestigious, it's the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. So what a sensible booking decision that is.
Very, very sensible. Did Adam Pacitti make sensible decisions in his predictions for Survivor Series?
I did. I've won it. I've won the whole thing. I'm really, really confident. And it's a massive, massive punishment over on Patreon as well. Human pinata. One of us is going to be elevated 8 feet in the air and get whacked by the other one until sweets fall out onto the ground, and it's not going to be me for once. And I'm so happy that I get to whack Andrew with a kendo stick loads of times.
He's looking forward to giving Andrew a good whack in office, a part of our punishments. And
Don't start again.
I don't know what you mean, Your Honour. You can watch the live reactions to Survivor Series tomorrow. Plus, you'll have what happened at Survivor Series and on Patreon, the WTF moments from Survivor Series as well. And then someone's getting a good old whacking on our Patreon. It's good that we can do that now without YouTube telling us off. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.